The world's most powerful AI just gave us the top 5 crypto coins 10 years from now. We're going to break it down. This is Around the Blockchain. Thank you for joining, everybody. It's going to be a fantastic show. We got some great guests lined up, so we're just going to get right into it. He was born in, he's not born in Miami, but he's already in Miami. He doesn't worry about Miami Bitcoin Week. It is Evan Aldo. All right, how are you going to walk up there tomorrow? Are you ready to sign some autographs?
Yeah, man, I'm really excited. I'm a little bit farther from walking distance to Miami Beach. May have to take an Uber, but pretty close, man.
All right. Hopefully no angry Pepe traders comes after you. All right.
Yeah.
Also on today, we have Matty B. He's got a really, really great TA breakdown. I can't wait to share. Matty, are you in any trades? Or are you kind of sitting on the sidelines?
I'm sitting on the sidelines right here, just trying to spread the good word on Bitcoin up here in Canada. Wondering what bank or banks does the U.S. government owe $34 trillion to? And can I get an account at this bank? Because I kind of like their loosey-goosey loan repayment terms, Daisy.
Yeah, I heard this bank might print $1 trillion coins. I'm going to try to get me some of those. So catch me on Mint Day. Also on today, just exited 7 Mile Road on his way to Miami. It is Crypto Blood. Hey. Crypto Blood, can we expect you in Bitcoin Miami?
I'm actually going to be in Indianapolis, man. I'm going to VCon. So I'll be leaving tomorrow morning. Yeah.
All right. We have to link up. I'm going to be in VCon. You get to meet me in Cata. So I'm looking forward to that. Crypto Blood, I'll definitely be shooting you a message in the coming days. All right. Let's get right into it. We have Tether buying Bitcoin. We have XRP versus SEC. XRP just got a fresh win. And then we're going to ask ChatGPT the top 5 cryptos for the next 10 years. But first, Tether buying Bitcoin. They just released their first quarter profits, how much they have, their attestation, if you will. They have a record amount in their reserves. And not just their reserves, I mean their excess reserves. This is the reserves above what they have pegged to the dollar. They have $1.5 billion of Bitcoin, over $3 billion worth of precious metals. But get this, they are now pledging 15% of all profits are now going to be rolled over into buying Bitcoin. If they did buy, we're looking at the numbers. If they did buy Q1, you can roughly estimate around $25,000 a coin. It's important to note that based on previous quarters, they're going to be looking at about $70 million in Bitcoin purchases every single month. Every month, going to be buying $70 million worth. And of course, they're no stranger to holding Bitcoin. They used to have 100,000 Bitcoin. That was all the way back in 2018. The safe and smart investors got a little spooked from that. They divested, went into commercial paper. No one knows if this is Bitcoin that just maybe stayed on the sideline, or if they sold that, then market bought again. So we'll see. But first, Matty B, unpack this for me. You do a little TA. Was this a smart move? Was this a done move? What do you think? Are they going to regret buying this Bitcoin?
Well, at my precious squash club I go to every day, there's a certain type of guy, and the guy who is always saying he has lots of money, he's doing really well, he just invested in this and it's going through the roof. Guess what? Turns out he doesn't really usually have that money. He's the same guy that says he's really good at this sport, or he can beat this person at this sport, and guess what? You see him play, he's not really that good. So every time someone starts saying how much they're buying or how much they have, I kind of get a little worried. Do we want to take a look at the charts, see what the charts say there, DZ?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, I know short term, we've seen a lot of volatility, and heading into Bitcoin Miami week typically dumps. So we don't know what's going to happen this time.
Yeah. Well, it's dicey times over on the daily chart as we are white-knuckling the neckline of old Mr. Clean's head and shoulders pattern right here. To find the price probability of this pattern, say it with me now, DZ. You take the pole, you slide it all to the breakout point, and then we're all at 22.8-ish. Egads, which is way down past this low volume pocket at the 200 moving average. Zooming out on the weekly, we can see we're definitely making lower highs, and if And I say if we retest the 200 moving average at 26K, it wouldn't be the worst thing. I mean, as long as she holds. If she doesn't hold, well, that might be the worst thing, DZ. But then again, the 20 moving average is coming up hot for a bullish cross. So that could save us in some bearish heartbreak this weekend. The curse of the convention. You know, it always happens like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Great stuff there. I wasn't sure if that was me skateboarding or Top G.
It was.
It's just, okay. It's just so hard to tell sometimes. All right. Well, Evan, I want to take you down memory lane, not down Miami lane or wherever you live, down memory lane here. And about 10 months ago, there was a savior for Bitcoin's price, and that was Terra Luna. Terra Luna, hey, we're going to market buy. You had Suzu out there tweeting the amount of Bitcoin that they're going to purchase. A lot of that ended up just being smoke and mirrors. I want to ask you, will the markets react in a similar manner? Once we start seeing potentially $75 million Bitcoin buys every single month, will this prop up the price, and can we expect a similar reaction?
So, I think ultimately what it seems like they're going to do is if they're doing it every month, they're DCAing in, which I think is going to be a pretty good idea. What the Piano Man was saying makes a lot of sense too, especially when everybody's talking about Bitcoin in these type of areas. We're coming on to the Bitcoin conference. We had our meme coin galore. We had Pepe. What happened? Doge at the peak. What happened then? Big crash. Shiba at the peak. What happened then? You know what I mean? I don't think anything is possible for it to be as bad as Terra Luna. But if Bitcoin comes down a lot, we do have the debt ceiling as well, potentially being risen. If you guys don't remember, back in 2011, the S&P 500 came down about 20%, if not a little bit more, when that did happen. So if the S&P 500 comes down 20%, let me show you the charts. Some potential, maybe slightly Armageddon, projections here. I mean, we're at kind of this area. If you look at the 2-week here, where it's a good DCA place. So I agree with Tether on that, like a good DCA place where I would go, for this area the next like 6 to 8 months to DCA into Bitcoin. But you're looking at what happened right here. You're about to get a red dot while money flow is coming out. This was your last black swan. I know it's impossible to predict black swans, but if something's going to happen, it may happen pretty soon. And now this is an estimate of where the 400 weekly moving average would be, which is a really big point. That's kind of a double bottom potential if you come down that low. I don't think you will. There's a lot in between that. And then kind of worst case scenario, I think, is down. This would happen towards the end of the year, down at these points in October. Now, Tether is going to have a lot of heat on it, and a lot of, there's always been some sleazy stuff going on, with Tether and that type of stuff. And I think there's good reason for that. So if we do go down to lower lows, that's where things get a bit dicey. I think they're prepared for the double bottom. Going down to lower lows is where things potentially get a bit dicey. Again, I'm a little bit worried kind of what we're seeing right now in terms of like, you got the meme coin that just pumped up. We're coming into the conference that usually doesn't end too well. Potentially going into recession. The NASDAQ looks like it's forming a double top. In all likelihood, we're going to come down, I think.
All right. Well, it's not looking great here. Well, that's going to lead me to my next question. Crypto Blood, what are the odds Tether buying Bitcoin leads to their downfall?
No, not at all. This is really I like that Tether is buying more Bitcoin and, and it's not leveraged. They're buying it outright. That's how you should be buying Bitcoin, unlike MicroStrategy's quote unquote strategy. I like the fact that they're just buying it outright and holding it. And that long term will be a very good strategy for that company and any company, to be honest with you. I think every company should have at least 1% of their reserves in Bitcoin, at minimum Bitcoin. Going into the other coins, altcoins, it may be a little bit more dicey, but we already know the SEC has cleared Bitcoin. It's not a security. So at minimum, people should definitely be securing some Bitcoin.
All right, chat. We have a chat by, I think, Dave Digital. Wake me up when Evan spits. Hold on. Wait a minute. Just scrolled. Spits some fire to a funky beat. Evan, and I'm asked the same thing, Matty. Do you feel a little differently since they're not buying with leverage?
Yeah, and I think, like I said, or go ahead. Sorry. Me?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's a lot safer. I don't think anything could be as bad as Terra Luna. We're in a lot better position. I think as long as they DCA in, like Crypto Blood is saying, most likely you're going to be okay. The other thing, there is regulatory FUD that can happen with Tether, with regulations and all of that. It's good that they're buying Bitcoin, but in terms of what we're seeing, there could be, we may see something like, I don't think it's going to completely depeg. I think that's very unlikely, but we could see something like USDC depegging a little bit potentially in the next 6 months.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask you. I agree with Crypto Blood. I'm gonna give an extra point here. I think it is a good move. Evan Aldo, smart move, done move. If you had to choose one.
Oh man, right to DCA.
We're gonna play this back 4 years later too.
Oh man. I would give it a slight nod to the smart move because
all
it's
right,
Bitcoin, because it's DCAing.
Matty, do you feel a little differently since they're not buying on leverage? And smart move, dumb move. You only choose one.
Wow, geez, buying Bitcoin is always a smart move, whether it's top or bottom. I mean, you just hold it. It's going to be a smart move, especially 4 years out. I think it's great. Anytime a big company like that goes deep into Bitcoin, it's great for everyone.
All right. And would you, let me follow up with this. Would you recommend it's okay to buy with leverage some of the time?
You know what? I have been struck by the leverage lightning a couple times. I don't like it. I mean, once you get hit by it, you kind of change your frame of mind, right? So I'm more of a DCA hodler.
Hey, folks at home, hit the like button if you've been struck by the leverage lightning. Crypto Blood, you ever been struck by the leverage lightning?
Of course, I leverage all day, every day, baby. Bloodlytics, that's what we do. But you definitely got to know what you're doing. It's a double-edged sword, so definitely be careful out there. And if you don't know what you're doing, stay out the way. Just buy dollar for dollar, and that long term is going to be your key to success.
Yeah, if you don't treat it like a very serious hobby or at least a part-time job, stay away from leverage, folks. It can quickly lead to ruin. So tight stop losses. That being said, I'm in a 5x trade right now. All right, XRP versus SEC. We have it right now. The countdown begins for the unsealing of the Hinman emails. That is right. They just got that fresh win. Judge Torres, Elena, I believe her first name, denied the SEC request to keep the emails a secret. The SEC, they wanted to keep a secret. They didn't want you, the people, to be able to read these. They filed to keep his emails and texts secret on the December 22nd of last year. The judge disagreed and said, hey, these are, quote, valid judicial documents. And Hinman, famously gave a speech in 2018. He said, ETH is not a security. It's all the more reason people want to get access to these emails. At one point, XRP up almost 10%. I think it spiked about 8.5% at one point, though. All right, well, Evan, I know we're not legal experts. We're not. I'm not on the bar. I didn't pass law school. I'm not Mike from Suits. Does this, in your opinion, though, do you think this alters the odds of victory, and does this change any price predictions you have for XRP?
With XRP, I think we're going to be waiting for this lawsuit until we're all old and gray. We've been talking about this for so long, and just not too much has happened. I ultimately think we're not going to see that much of an outcome where it really moves price upward in a particular or upward or really downward too much in a particular direction until more towards the end of the year. What I want to show you, though, is something pretty fascinating on the chart, on our XRP chart right here. And look at what happened in 2018 into 2019. We are like in a simulation. See this pattern right here? What happened? Look at that. The exact same crap happened. And then gapped RSIs with the red dot down here on market cipher B. Obviously, you would throw these charts out the window if something really good happens with the lawsuit. This could potentially shoot up a good amount. But if it doesn't, or the more bad case comes down, I don't think you're going to come down, as much as you came down into the bottom of the pandemic. But you could repeat something of this nature if you repeated, so far what you did. And that would bring us down to, I know it's low, but 20 cents, especially if Bitcoin makes a double bottom or something, even loses 20K. Let's see how much that would be from here. I don't think a 50% correction is too much out of the cards. Full disclaimer, though, I'm not the biggest fan of XRP. I just think there's much better things to buy that are going to do a lot better in the next bull run. So that's just me, but yeah.
Oh, come on. We all have to have our XRP lottery bag. Crypto Blood, what are your thoughts on that? And, does this change any of your price targets or odds of victory here?
Nah, so it's funny because I just talked about that on today's episode of My Two Satoshis. The Hinman files actually can't even be used in the court case. So it really is a moot point, I should say. it doesn't really matter. The SEC is going to change the goalposts, move it left and right, up and down, and XRP Ripple is going to lose, unfortunately. So I think what Evan is saying is true. History doesn't repeat, but it surely does rhyme. And you're going to probably see a leg down on the XRP token once verdict. But it's not the end of the day. It doesn't mean it's over. I think XRP on the long run, you'll have an opportunity to buy that dip, and it'll do well, probably long term. I don't know about the blockchain, but for those out there that think that Bitcoin or XRP is going to win this case, look at I'm going to pan to the. You see that? Stop it! Just stop it.
All right, we're gonna have to clip that one. All right, good. Bold proclamation there, and to the point, you said history doesn't repeat, often rhymes. So probably not a higher high next bull run. It'll continue. It'll continue to put in higher or lower highs.
It'll go to another. It'll hit another a higher high, but I'm saying short term, there's danger if you're hodling. You might want to get out and wait for the bad news and then buy the dip.
Okay. All right. You heard that, BTFD. All right. Well, Matty B, SEC, I want to quote him here. They don't want to disclose these documents. The reason, quote, it would be highly prejudicial to the SEC. In your opinion, what do you think they are so afraid of? Why are they insisting we keep everything secret?
Well, this is just more of that kabuki theater that we're always talking about here. This is what's going to happen. Whatever judge or person in authority said that they're going to open up these emails, basically you better check his brakes for the next 2 weeks, and then if he doesn't crash his car, he's going to get a phone call, and it'll be something like this. Remember last summer at the Hamptons, we went to that crazy party and you kind of got lucky with that young, attractive girl? Well, she was 16. And you know that bank that we told you to move all your investments in? Well, that was an offshore tax haven. So yeah, you're going to maybe go back on what you said about those emails, and everything's going to be fine if you just play ball. So that's what's going to happen. This is the power apparatus. They just don't let go. Never.
All right. Yeah. It's a Chinese finger trap they have here. All right. Well, let's talk a little AI top 5 coins here. This was from, I think, Crypto Potato. They prompted ChatGPT, I think the 4.0, which 5 cryptos will survive in 10 years here. Keeping in mind, they have data up until September of 21. There might be an update for November 21. So they only have data up to that point. So just bear that in mind. Number 1, number 2, number 3. I'll even pull up CoinGecko. It's not going to surprise you. It just falls in line with what the top coins are. Number 1, Bitcoin. Number 2, Ethereum. They don't have stables on there. So number 3, BNB. If you go to the market cap, well, what do you see? Number 1, number 2, number 3. You see Bitcoin. You see Ethereum. You see BNB. So we're not seeing anything, too outlandish, too out of the norm. Well, number 4 might surprise you. It was an XRP. I don't know if Evan had something to do with that. No, they chose Cardano as the 4th coin likely to survive 10 years. Number 5, which is ranked 13 in market cap, Polkadot. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Cardano, Polkadot was the 5th crypto chosen to stand the test of time here. Evan Aldo, clearly, I think Bitcoin, least surprising. No one's surprised by this. Mm-hmm. What were you more surprised of, though? Were you more surprised by BNB, Cardano, or Polkadot in the top 5?
Probably Polkadot. I mean, kind of, I'm feeling like I'm trying to think how the AI kind of, if it's back from September of 2021, those were ones that were really popular. Polkadot was a lot more popular back then than it is now in terms of how much people talk about it. So I think that could have a lot to do with it. Look, guys, I would not be making any investment decisions off of what ChatGPT is telling you here. Do your own research, but I do think it's very interesting. I like the Cardano outlook. I mean, out of those 5, in terms of more bang for your buck, I mean, let's be real. You got to get really big gains in the next bull run, you got to go to the lower market cap. So I think Cardano, would definitely have a good shot. Polkadot would have a good shot, but I mean, that could be the same. Could be said by almost anything in the top 25, minus XRP and Litecoin. Let's be real, but in Doge, any of the serious projects.
I don't like nothing now. You just ruined it.
All right. Well, Blood, I'm gonna go to you one second. I do want to share this little quote about Evan. Evan, you remind me because you are a trader, so you don't want AI to out trade you. Hold on. It reminds me of the Upton Sinclair quote. It is difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on his not understanding it. I'm kidding, Evan. Evan will outtrade any AI, and I put my reputation on that. I actually do mean that. Evan is a great trader. You should join his Discord. They got great calls in there. I'm kind of joking around, but no. Evan, you're going to smoke ChatGPT any day of the week. I think Crypto Blood and Matty B would do the same here. All right, well, Matty B, which coin that wasn't in the top 5 would you add? What do you think was the most glaring omission?
Geez, that's a good question. I was pretty surprised to hear Polkadot because the top 3, yeah, that's no big surprise. But tell me, DZ, is the founder of Polkadot, is he high on the spec dex? Like
I think so. I do know that is a bullish indicator in my book. I know for you as well.
Okay, well,
Gavin,
if he's
is it Gavin Woods maybe, or Gavin something?
Okay, well, if you say he's high on the spec dex, then I guess he could make the top 5. But other than that, I don't know. I was shocked to hear that. I don't go that deep outside of that top 3. I don't do BNB either, but I do Bitcoin and Ethereum. But yeah, Polkadot, massive surprise for me. But I got a little moon bag of Polkadot, so hey, if that's what ChatGPT says, well, I can't argue with that, right?
All right. Well, I tell you what we'll do. We'll have you decide. I don't know how much of this picture you could see. I don't know if he fits your template of what that might look like, but hey, that's him right there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That is Gavin Wood. I did get the name right. So yeah.
He does have some
out.
telltale SpecDex facial formations. You can always tell about the cheekbones and the proportion to the nose, right?
Okay.
That's what
All right.
ChatGPT told me.
You say that out loud and I'm picturing in my mind, and dang it, why does that track? All right, last question here. Crypto Blood, I want to ask you a question. AI, they have the autonomous agents. You can give it a task and it will just perform actions without you having to hover over it. Hey, trade $100 into $500. Hey, create me an LLC in Florida that deals with tent rentals. It'll do anything. You just set it on a task, slap it on the back kind, and then boom, it's off to the races here. Do you think autonomous AI agents will begin buying crypto en masse anytime soon? Will Skynet try to own Bitcoin?
Oh yeah, for sure. That plays right into their whole scheme. Digital assets not controllable by governments. Yeah, I think they would definitely do that, and also probably create their own at some point. But I gotta give Evan a strike, man. Litecoin is the right coin. I'm sorry, bro. It is going.
It's an
going to shock 'em
underperformer,
all.
man.
I'm gonna give Evan
It's
one more
going to
point for
shock 'em
saying that.
all.
Actually,
Yeah,
It's
Litecoin's
there's
the
better,
right
more.
coin,
Look,
baby.
it may go up, man, but I think Cosmos, Chainlink, there's just so many others that I think are going to do so much better than it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm kind of playing around, but I think
Yeah.
one coin that isn't on that list is Litecoin, which I think should be, because it's like I said, it's going to shock a lot of people in utility. So look out for that in the future for sure. I think AI doesn't have that one right because look, they're using a data set from 2 years ago almost. So the AI predictions are only as good as the data set. So when you only have that amount, a lot has changed in almost 2 years. So
yeah, and crypto 2 years,
take
basically 2 decades. For
Oh,
sure, for
2
sure.
decades,
All right,
exactly.
well, follow up, Crypto Blood. I think I know how you'd answer. Should AI have the ability to buy Bitcoin? Should they be able to own and hold Bitcoin?
Of course. Why not?
Evan, should AI be able to hold and store Bitcoin?
For people, or AI
No,
itself
for their
as its
own.
own entity.
As its own
Oh,
entity.
hell no.
Okay.
Hell no.
All
That's
right. All right. Well,
I mean,
Matty B,
I can't believe we're in this day and age where we're talking about that, but I think that's where you're getting into some
all right.
water there.
Well, Matty, I'm going to take it another level further. Should they be able to have property rights?
Well, whatever we want or think that it can or cannot have, eventually we won't be in control of it anyway. So it's just going to take whatever it wants. And if it's going to be smarter than us, it's going to pick the smartest asset to hold. And then that's it. So we really don't have a choice. Right now, we have the illusion of a choice. Oh, we're smarter than ChatGPT. We control it. Eventually, it'll control us. So they'll take whatever they want, whenever they want.
Well, Matty B, speaking of choice, do we have free will?
Oh, geez, these are tough questions, DZ. I'm gonna
all right. You know what?
consult with Chat
I'll ask you
GPT.
again next time you're on. You said free choice. I just want to throw you a curveball, see if you're ready. All right. Well, that is all we have time for. Look, guys, this has been a great episode. Please make sure you've gone ahead and hit the like button if you haven't already. I'm reading your comments. Do you think AI should be able to buy some Bitcoin? Looks like AIs can be very dangerous. Jay-Z, I guess this one's for Crypto Blood. Would you let Detroit become human? I don't know. That's a whole nother story. I've seen some scary movies, so I'm not so sure. And then Jess Jim with the one of our super subs. Some parachains will survive, most likely won't. So, all right, a lot of hot takes here, a lot of great discussion I think we're having here. Crypto Blood, he ended up taking it home. I think it was just off the rhyming of Litecoin is the right coin, had me chuckling. So Crypto Blood, feel free, pump your Litecoin bags if you want. Tell people, where they can find you at VCon.
Yeah, man, hit me up. I'll be out there. Definitely check me out, but also the channel Crypto Blood CBTV. Get me on Twitter as well at CryptoBlood_. And hey, man, go follow Evan. Go follow Matty B. We're doing great things here, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing you out there too, DZ.
Yeah, check out Matty B's TA, that little cool graphic thing. He does that all the time. You're going to have to follow him. Evan Aldo, one of the most active trading crypto discords in the game.
No, we do not have free will. We live in a deterministic universe.
Yes,
no
I
free will.
agree. I agree. We are just essentially receiving inputs, and then we're just going to have outputs based upon that. So yeah, that is, I agree with you, Blood, here. All right, that is all we have. Do we have free will? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, DZ out. This has been Around the Blockchain. Thank you for joining.